गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Just now I received a phone from one of the old students. Swamiji, I have got a problem. I said, it is natural, there is nothing new about it. I said, your problem is you have studied Gita and you have studied first chapter, and you know that the problem Arjuna faced was not outside. It was only the identity crisis. Swamiji, you started giving lecture. I said, yes, other than this I will do nothing. Your identity crisis is creating problems for you. Swamiji, whatever it is, I don't know what to do. So what is the problem? The problem is, Swamiji, today is Ram Navami and I am out in periods. So whether I should do the puja or not. I said, that is your identity. If you take yourself to be body, and if this is creating any disturbance in your mind, don't do. See, this is very important. Whatever we do in the outer world, does it have an impact on our mind? If it has any scratch on our mind, don't go that way. See, if you are taking non-vegetarian food, and if it doesn't disturb you an iota on your mind, go ahead. And if you are taking vegetarian food and constantly, better stop eating. See, the basic thing should be this. And till this happens, we have to practice karma yoga. So, karmendriyani sayyamya यास्ते मनसा स्मरन इंद्रियार्थान विमूढ़ात्मा मिथ्याचारस्य उच्यते. See, externally we are keeping quiet. Hastadini sayyamya samvritya. But manasa, but by the mind, indriyarthan smaran aste. We are constantly thinking, contemplating about the worldly objects. Such a person, he is going the wrong way. Therefore, mithyacharasya uchyate. See, going the wrong way means what? He is not going. He is going. He is not staying in one place, but the wrong way. So, what is the mithyachar? Mithyachar means the inside condition and the outside expression do not match. That is called as mithyachar. So if I am living at the level of the body, and if I have to do something in this world, I want to achieve something, I want to get something, I want to produce something, nothing wrong. Go ahead, do it sincerely. Follow that path. But lots of desires are inside, and outside we want to show that I don't want anything and I am a totally dispassionate person. No, we are deceiving ourselves. Now, having given this picture, so in this picture what is most important? The inner condition is taken care of or not. If inner condition is not taken care of, we are going the wrong way. Now, a contrary picture. This contrary picture is always given just to make the point distinctly clear without any ambiguity whatsoever. For example, when we are drawing a picture on a white cloth, so if we draw the picture on a white cloth with a white chalk stick, It will be there, but it is difficult to comprehend and see. So we want a contrast. So first of all, the mithyachara, the wrong way of lifestyle is given under the disguise of karma yoga and spirituality. Now the right style is given in the 7th verse. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamyarabhate arjuna karmendriyai karma yogam asaktasya vishishyate. Yaha tu means tulana, in comparison. He, in comparison to the earlier fellow, mithyachari, he yaha tu punaha karmani adhikritaha adnyaha. He is ignorant. Now what is the meaning of ignorant? He takes himself to be either the body or the jiva. That is the meaning of ignorance. We should not have this wrong understanding of these technical words. When we say ignorant in our Vedanta Shastra, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have knowledge. He has incomplete knowledge. See, the word ignorant in Sanskrit is ajnana. Ajnana means apurna jnanam. He has knowledge, but his knowledge is incomplete. What is his incompleteness in the knowledge? He thinks himself to be only the body, or he thinks himself only to be the jiva, and he is not ready even to suspect that the infinite reality that I am. Such a person is ignorant. So yahatu punaha karmani adhikritaha adnyaha buddhindriyani manasa sanyamya. Yahatu indriyani. Indriyani means which? Buddhindriyani, jnanendriyani. Because all the bhoga, all the experiences, all the gains are always through the jnanendriyas. Shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha is gained by us, experienced by us, tasted by us only through the sense organs. Therefore, jahatu buddhendriyani manasa niyamya. He who has niyamya, controlled his senses through the mind. Through the mind means what? By educating. Not under compulsion and force. Now here also there are two stages to be understood. First stage is compulsion and force, called as suppression. Second stage is, after suppression, educate the mind. That under this condition, suppression alone was possible. There was no time for sublimation and education. So, suppression followed by education leads to sublimation. And if we have this wrong notion, no, suppression is bad for mind and all that, then we will be going the wrong way. So, manasaniyamya, he who has thus educated his mind and therefore he is able to control his senses, karmendriyaihi vakpani adibihi karmendriyaihi karma arabhate. He begins or keeps himself busy in the whatever are the undertakings. Now which karma? Not any karma. Karmani adhikritaha. Whatever is our field of area or the field of working. So whether I am a student or a grahastha, whether I am a brahmachari or whether I am a brahmana or a kshatriya or a vaishya, whether I am a businessman. So keeping all these things in view, whatever are our assigned duties, those duties this person is performing perfectly well. Kim arabhate idyaha. So what does he continue? Karma yogam. So he begins karma yoga. Now what is the meaning of karma yoga? doing our all obligatory duties, offering them to the Lord, Ishwararpana buddhya, krutani sarvani karmani, all the karmas which are performed as our offering to the Lord. And the second part is asaktahasan, and there is no attachment of any kind with reference to the karma. There are 4 attachments with reference to the karma. Attachment number one is kartrutva-abhiman, that I will do it, you don't do it. So everything I have to do it. There are some people who just do not imagine that others also can do something. Everything they have to do. So kartrutva-abhiman. And then they will see everything I have to do, nobody does, because you don't allow anybody to do. So, kartrutva-abhiman. Second is akartrutva-abhiman. No, I won't do anything. So, when we give choice to ourselves of doing or not doing, both these options create attachment. And what is attachment? What we like that we want to do, and what we don't like that we don't want to do. Result will be liking and disliking will increase. It will not reduce. And the very purpose of karma yoga will be defeated. So, these are 2 types of attachments with reference to karma, kartrutva sakti and akartrutva sakti. Attachment with reference to doership, that I am going to do it, and attachment with reference to non-doership, I am not going to do it. Now there are 2 aspects. These are before the karma is done. And then after the karma is over, then karma phala sakti, that I should get such and such karma phala. If I get, I am happy. If I don't get, I am unhappy. So, the 3rd type. And the 4th type of asakti is that one is doing the karma, anyway I had to finish this job, so somehow finish. Meaning, not bringing out the best in him. This laziness, indifference is different. Indifference should be to the results. Indifference should not be to the performance. See? Normally what happens, we are indifferent to the performance. Anyway, finish it up, over. No. The work should be done with all sincerity. Indifference should be to the result of action. So these are the 4 things associated asakti with the karma. So karma yogam asaktahasan, without these 4 attachments, yaha arabhate saha vishishyate. He who begins in this manner or lives in this manner, he is savishishyate. He is distinctly extraordinary. Anyasmad itarasmad mithyacharat. In comparison to the earlier example given, he who is having a lot of desire pressure inside, but outside he is not wanting to do anything, and that lethargy, laziness is considered as the dispassion. Similarly, depression and dejection is considered as indifference. No, these are abnormalities. Otherwise, sleep will be considered as meditation. There is no difference. They are all very minor differences. So, karma yogam asaktahasan savishishyate itarasmat mithyacharat. In comparison to the other, he is definitely extraordinary. Now, this being so, yataha evam ataha niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajjayo hya karmanaha sharirayatra pichate न प्रसिद्धेद कर्मणः नियतम नित्यम यो यस्मिन् कर्मणि अधिकृतः फलाय च अश्रुतं तद नियतम कर्म. So नियतम कुरु कर्मत्वम. You do the niyat karma. So niyat karma means what? Nityam, our daily duties, yaha yasmin karmani adhikrutaha, falaya cha ashrutam. So nitya karma is what? What we are supposed to do every day according to our position in life and which does not have any result. Like, nitya karma includes get up in the morning and then finish your bathroom, toilet, bath, brushing, and then do your, if you are a grahastha, the agnihotra, the gayatri japa. Now this is your nitya karma. When you do what, you will get nothing. So, this nitya karma which are to be done. So that is called as niyatam karma. So niyatam kuru karmatvam, karma tat kurutvam. Hey Arjuna. Now yataha, now why I should perform all my regular duties? Yataha karma jayaha adhikataram phalataha hi yasmad akarmanaha akaranad anarambhat. Because doing karma is far superior than not doing anything. See? So karma jayaha adhikataram phalataha. Because this karma, regularly doing our duties, is far superior if you look at the results. But you told that there are no results. Yes, there are no results outside. Then what are the results? Now be very attentive. One day, one young boy asked me this question, Swamiji, you people get up early morning and do meditation or do your job, but start your day very early. What do we get? I said, look here, you add 3 hours to your life every day. Because that is the time when the whole world is sleeping. There are no disturbances of any kind. And that is the time your ability becomes extremely intense. Now see, we get our best sleep during the Brahma Muhurta, is it not? So when the sleep is so wonderful in Brahma Muhurta, the wisdom will be how much wonderful. Therefore, when we are wanting to start our day early morning, see what are the consequences. Second, if I want to get up early morning at 3:30, 4 o'clock, naturally I will have to retire early in the evening. Now when I retire early in the evening, all unwanted activities of cinema and gossip and all that automatically curtailed. See how many things happen. Otherwise you must have seen, when you go home and then people go on talking and up to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock and they feel, aha, we are so happy. Why? We have wasted our time. See? This is not the way. Therefore, when we do our nitya karma, we discipline ourselves. We purify ourselves. And the most important thing what happens? We are initiated to the nishkama karma. Nishkama karma means what? Karma without any expectation of results. For example, when you do Gayatri mantra, and in that Gayatri mantra you take after your or during the mantra, whatever practice you are doing, offer the waters to the Lord Sun. Now do you think that you are offering water to the Lord Sun is going to quench his thirst? Then why are you doing this? If I can do this without any expectation, then I am initiated in my life that whatever I do, that also can be done without expectation. Therefore, this doing nitya karma is a training wherein we are initiated into nishkama karma, and therefore akarmanaha akaranad anarambhat karma jayaha. Being in comparison to being indolent and inert, it is better that we are dynamic in a proper manner. Katham, how come? Because sharira yatra, sharira sthitihi api cha te tava na prasiddheda prasiddhim na gachet akarmanaha akaranat. So, if you do not want to be regularly active, even your body's existence will be in doubt. So, Sharira Yatra, even the very body's existence, whatever you want to achieve through in this world, even the body will not be cooperating with us. Therefore, ataha drashtaha karma karmanoho vishesho loke. And therefore, we see in this world these two types of people who have wasted their whole life in lazying, and those who have done a tremendous dynamic activity and achieved something. See, we have this funny notion in our life that being good means being dumb. No. This has to be clearly understood. There was one person, he and his wife. He never had gone to any satsang in his whole life. Basically good person, happy-go-lucky. Morning he will start not with tea, coffee, but directly with the liquor. He said, that is my standard. And he will not tell others to do this, nothing. He do what he really like. Very, very settled in life. And his wife, she used to come for my talks regularly in Bombay. And just to make her husband hear satsang under compulsion, ladies are terrible, they will do all tricks. So she will put on that cassette in her kitchen loudly. And he is early morning, lying down nicely and taking sip by sip. And her, like cassette starts. Now naturally you can't close your ears. So once, twice, thrice, sometime he heard, and then he said, hey, this guy sounds a little different. And then he started listening. And slowly he got into it. Within a period of 6 months, he left everything and got into it so much. And thereafter she called me for food to her house. When I went for food, he came, received me and bent down and touched my feet and sat on the floor, and his wife was stunned. So I said, Amma, what happened? He said, I think he is not my husband. So why, what happened? This fellow who has never done namaskar even to his father-in-law in the marriage, this person who has never gone to any temple in life, who has never done anything except the smoking and drinking and earning a lot and spending lavishly, he is doing like this, I can't believe. And whatever he has studied, he studied the whole of Amritanubhava very deeply. And then he used to talk to her in that language. And therefore she said, Swamiji, you have spoiled my husband. I said, how come? He said, now I cannot become angry, because the moment I become angry, he brings one quote. And it is so true. And he never gets angry. He is so calm and quiet. Then she asked, how come this is possible? I said, Amma, do you know? You are listening to this satsang for many years, but you have never done anything wholeheartedly. And your husband, whatever he has done, whether he was drinking or earning, he had that capacity to get into anything wholeheartedly. And when he got on this spiritual path, he got into it fully, wholeheartedly. That is required in life. And this is what Bhagavad is bringing out here. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. If you develop this faculty, whatever you have to do it best and cheerfully. This is how the character of a person is built up. There is one boy in the US. His mother I knew when the mother was about 10 years. Then she became a girl and got married, and we exported her to USA. Then they have a son. The son is now 6-7 years old. And I was so surprised. In his room, even his mother dare not go. Why? He just cannot tolerate this much of untidiness. Now that boy of 5-6 years, he does his bed. He said, "Mommy, you don't know how to do the bed." And 10 times he'll go from this side, he'll come from this side, tug this way, tug that way. All his toys are kept meticulously perfect. Other children's room, you see how horrible they are. And she was telling me, "Swamiji, we are living in our house under the fear of this father-in-law. Because after we use our sink, we have to dry it up. Otherwise he will not use it." He said, you can imagine. Now that child who has thus meticulously developed that, his life will be totally different. In the same manner, he who has learned this art of whatever we do wholeheartedly, sincerely, then he will be able to sharira yatrapi. Then his life will become worthy of living. So, na prasiddhet akarmanaha. And contrary to that, all the time things are thrown here and there and all that, and then we imagine, we are very, very happy, luxurious person. No, dirty fellows. Ataha drishtaha karma karmanoho vishesho loke. So this is seen very clearly in the world, how the active, dynamic, systematic, disciplined, creative people are, and how akarmanaha, lazy, indolent, useless, good for nothing people are. Yad manyase bandharthatvat karma na kartavyam iti tad api asat. Katham, if you think that the karma leads to karma bondage, and therefore let us not do karma. But this is not right. How this is not right? Because what is not right? Karma creates bondage. This is not right. Alright? We have been all these days hearing only karma bandhan, and you are telling there is no bondage out of karma. Yes, there is no bondage out of karma. How come? This is explained now in the 9th chapter verse, and this is how the initiation of karma yoga begins from this verse. Yajñarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara. Yajno vai Vishnuhu iti shrutehe yajne ishvaraha. Yajna means Ishvara. Yajna means Bhagavan, Lord. So, this is said also in the Taittiriya Samhita. Even in our Vishnu Sahasranam, Om Yajnaya Namaha, Yajnapataye Namaha. So, Yajna means Ishvara. Tadartham yat kriyate tad yajnartham karma. So, all the karmas which are done for the sake of the Lord, tasmat karmanaha anyatra. Other than this type of karma, loko yam karma bandhanaha, then only the karma creates the karma bandhan. Then only the karma leads to the bondage out of karma. See? That means what karma you do is not important. For whom you are doing, it is important. See? When you are killing somebody, that is not important. For whom you are killing? For the sake of the nation, because I am a soldier and on the battlefield I have to kill the enemies. Now that karma, when it is done for some higher purpose, they do not create any karma bondage. Isn't it? Do we say that if somebody has killed, 100 people and then he was killed, then he gets the Mahavir Chakra, Padmavir Chakra? Why? It's good, he killed so many, at least somebody could kill him. Very good. No. So when the purpose for whom the karma is done is higher, the karma does not create any karma bondage. This is the purpose. So yajnarthat karvanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Now from here we'll go first of all according to Bhagavad Shankara's commentary. Then again we'll come back to this verse onwards. And we'll look at the same thing from a different angle. So, Shrutehe iti yajna ishvaraha tadartham yat kriyate tad yajnartham karma tasmat karmanaha anyatra annena karmana lokahayam adhikrataha karmakrut karma bandhanam yasya sa ayam karma bandhanaha lokaha natu yajnarthat. Therefore, he who is thus doing the karma for the sake of the Lord, that karma does not create any bondage. So, tadartham, yajnartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha phala samachara. Therefore, hey Arjun, kaunteya kuntiputra, karma yajnartham kuru. Therefore, whatever you are doing, do it for the sake of the Lord. See, in the Middle East, among the Muslims, this is one thing is very good, which I very much like. Once we are going somewhere, our car, got stuck up. So we had to take a taxi. We stopped the taxi. Now the Arab driver stopped the taxi. And we said, will you take us there? Inshallah, sit down. That means God willing. It's not I will take. If God wills, you will reach there. If God doesn't will, you will have another taxi problem. How simple it is. So whenever everything is done for the sake of the Lord, there is no bondage out of karma. Therefore, yajnartham kuru karma. First principle. Now, whenever we do something for the sake of others, like government service, so somehow go and finish it and come back. This is the basic difference of attitude behind these servants, government servants, etc., and the business people. Business people cannot take life in that stride like the government servants do. They have no concern whether it's a profit or a loss. They get their salary. See, all these public undertaking units, very big, millions and millions of rupees are pumped into it. And every money is being eaten away by these unproductive employed people like a cancer to the Indian economy. Now when a businessman is doing this thing, he will see that if he has invested 100 crore, it must produce 1000 crore. So that attitude has to be changed. And therefore the word used is samachara. When we are doing something for something higher purpose, that doesn't mean we are brushing it away. Samachara samyak achara. Bring out the best out of you. Otherwise, somehow we have to do the thing, then I'll finish it off. Now you will see the difference what I mean by this. See, when we go for some camps and all that, like then recently we were in that Vrindavan camp or sometime Badrinath. Now, this I always say and enjoy. I have no objection about anything. Because my joy is my primary concern. So they will make arrangements. And in that arrangement, for example, taking food, there will be one or two ammas, always very particular about it. I don't tell anybody, they themselves decide. All other people are supposed taking food in a hotel, so we will all go and take in the hotel. They will be taking food in the plates provided by the hotel. Suddenly somebody will bring out from some thali, a special thali, clean, neat, washed, dried and all that. Why? Because I am doing it for someone whom I revere and love. Others, it's okay, they can manage. See? Whenever we do something for some higher purpose with love, dedication and reverence, our performance is outwitting our normal behavior. This is the meaning Mukta Sangha Samachara. So when you are doing it something for the higher purpose, that doesn't mean somehow finish the job. No, Samachara, Samyak Achara. Do it the best you can. And then, in spite of all that, Mukta Sangaha, Karma Phala Sangha Varjitaha San. No more attached to the Karma Phala. I remember there was one person who came for the first time, and when I was sitting somewhere, and so many plates were there. And in my place, there was a nice, this silver plate and everything was kept. So I came from the bus and all that. Now this fellow was watching from distance. And unfortunately, I see the things which should not be seen. I seen that. And then I went and sat in another plate, which were general plates. So they said, Swamiji, that is your plate. I said, who are you to order me? I will do whatever I like. Who will sit in that plate then? So I looked at that person. I said, hey Mahatma, you go and sit there. And no, Swamiji, how can I sit? I said, why not? What is wrong? What is great in me that I should not, I should sit there and you should not sit? Please go and sit there. No, Swami, this is for you. And he did not. So the plate remained as it is. Then again it was kept back without being used. And afterwards, when they were going by the bus, he came and he said, Swamiji, can I sit with you? I said, please sit. He said, I had that thought in my mind. That why he is being given a special treatment, why not we? Actually, we are paying for the camp. He is not even paying. See, this is how our human mind works. So, Mukta Sangha Samachara and Yajnartha Kuru. 3 things. So, when the 3 things are associated with the karma, then it is the beginning of the karma yoga. So, whatever karma is to be done, the purpose for the sake of the Lord. How it is to be done? Perfectly well. And third, what should be the attitude toward the karma phala? Mukta Sangha. Now, what is the meaning of Mukta Sangha? Mukta Sangha means when we do not expect the joy out of the karma after receiving the karma phala. That means when we do not postpone our happiness out of the karma in a future period of time. In the future period of time is what? If I do this thing will happen, and then they will appreciate me, and then I will be happy. So what I am doing? I am postponing my happiness to the future period of time. Now the one who is postponing happiness in the future period of time, he is agreeing to be miserable in the present. And we can live only in the present. We cannot live in the future. So such people are perpetually miserable. Now take the contrary picture. Those who are able to discover happiness at the time of doing the karma, they have finished everything with the karma. Not that afterward this will happen and then I will be happy. No, who cares afterwards? At this moment you are happy, you have done everything. See? This logo, Mauj Mein Raho, on that we prepare a big poster and below in Hindi it is written. So that many people took it. Yes, Swami, this is something great. इसी क्षण से मौज में रहो, अगले क्षण तुम रहो ना रहो. Start from this moment onwards. This is what is the beginning of the karma yoga. So, 3 principles. Then such a karma does not bring any bondage out of karma. Itaha ja adhikrutena karma kartavyam. And for this reason also, one should do our duties sincerely. What is the reason? Saha yajna praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam eshavotvishta kamadhuka. Saha yajna, yajna sahita, along with the yajna, praja trayo varnaha, the three varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya and Vaishya. Trayo varnaha, taha srishtva, having created utpadya, pura sargadau, before the creation, uvacha uktaman prajapatihi. Bhagwan told, the creator, Prajapati told his kriya, his praja, his created beings. What he told? Anena yadnena prasavishyadvam prasavaha vruddhihi utpattihi tam kurudvam. So he created this world, and at the time of creation or even before, he told all his beings, my dear creation or my dear created beings, here is a yajna created along with you. Take it with you as a parting gift. Because now I have created you to go into this world. And as a parting gift, I give you this yajna. And what will happen with this yajna? So, Esha yajnaha vaha yushmakam astu bhavatu. May this yajna be yours. And what did bhavatu? Ishtakamaduk. Ishtakamaduk. Ishtan abhipretan kaman phalavisheshan dogdihi iti ishtakamaduk. Kamaduk means kamadhenu. The one, that mystic cow who is able to milk out all the desires of the owner is called as a kamaduk. So ishtakamaduk. All your desires will be fulfilled by this yajna which I have created along with you. So, Bhagwan has created, Prajapati has created this yajna. Now, when you do this yajna, that time what happens? I will bring out another the whole set of meaning in a separate complete lecture. Here we go according to what Bhagwan has interpreted according to the tradition. We should know that also. See, yajna where it is done, what is happening, as we all know by now, that the life or the existence is at three levels. Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik and Adhyatmik. Adi Daivik is the divine powers. Adi Bhautik is the material world where we live. And Adhyatmik is the area or the field where we experience. So these are the three levels. Now, whatever experiences we want, these experiences we want to get fulfilled by getting in contact with the Adi Bhautik world, the gross world. But what happens? We have many desires but minimum power. And which are the divine forces? Divine forces, higher forces are, they have all the power but no desire. See? Then what is to be done? We, the jivas, we invoke the divine powers so that our desire and their power come together and we are able to milk out happiness from this world by fulfilling our desire. This is the technique. So in this yajna prakriya, all the three are brought together, and therefore this is a very important thing. Not knowing this, people have this kind of comments. Instead of burning so much of ghee into the fire and throwing so much of milk into the Ganges, what is going to happen? So to such people we should not discuss, we should not argue, because they are not qualified to be talked with. So here is a technical thing. So these are the three levels: Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik. Jiva tries to gain happiness, fulfill the desires from the gross world. He has all the desires, minimum Shakti, power. The divine forces have got all the power, Shakti, minimum desires. Therefore they are brought together and their desires are fulfilled and happiness is gained. This is the technique of yajna according to our scriptures. Therefore take this technique with you and fulfill your desires and remain happy, my children, when you go in this world. Thus Prajapati, along with the children, Sahayajna, created this yajna and gave it to them as a parting gift. Now how this yajna will help? Katham devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreya paramavapsatha. Anena yajnena devan Indradin bhavayata vardhayata anena yajnena. So by this yajna, Indra etc., various gods, they may be propitiated, vardhayata, propitiated. So, te deva and those propitiated gods are the divine forces, bhavayantu apyayayantu vrishtyadina vaha yushman evam parasparam anyonyam bhavayantaha shreyaha param moksha lakshanam jnana prapti kramena avapsyartha swargam va param shreyaha avapsatha. Now here it is said that when you propitiate the gods through the yajna, the gods becomes very happy, and when they are happy, they will give you in return things like the proper rains at the proper time, etc. And as a result, there will be a lot of prosperity, there will be lot of wealth. And in this manner, anyonyam bhavayantaha, thus you propitiate the divine forces, invoke their energy, and by that energy, then you propitiate yourself in this manner, mutually help each other and grow and attain the highest. Shreyaha. Now Shreyaha what? Param moksha lakshanam. You will attain the liberation. Jnana prapti kramena. Don't forget this thing. Because when you do this karma yajna, your mind will be purified and there will be jidnyasa, the desire to know the truth, and by knowing the truth alone you will attain the liberation. Either this or avapsata swargam va parashreyaha avapsata. Or another thing is, you will attain the relative liberation. What is the relative liberation? You come out of 1-bedroom kitchen to the 2-bedroom kitchen. See, this is how these two things are brought together and prosperity is attained. Now don't we see this thing in our day-to-day, things. We put lot of efforts and construct the dams. In that dam, tremendous energy is gathered. And then through that hydel power, the electrical energy is generated. Then that electrical energy is utilized for various activity, and this is how the prosperity takes place. This is the meaning here. So devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyaha param avapsatha. Continuing further, ishtan bhogan hivo devaha दास्यन्ते यज्ञ भाविताः तैर्दत्तान प्रदायैभ्यः यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव सः Ishtan abhipretan, whatever was desired by you, bhogan, the desirable objects, vaha yushmabhyam, to you, devaha dasyante vitarishanti, stri, pashu, putradin. Yajna bhavitaha, yajnehi varditaha, toshitaha, ityartaha. So whatever gods you have propitiated through the yajna, all those gods will bless you by more prosperity, abhyudaya in these worldly things in the form of stri, pashu, dhana, ityadi, putra, ityadi. These things will be blessed upon you. Now, taihi devaihi dattan bhoga apradaya adatva anrunyam akrutva ityardaha. एभ्यः देवेभ्यः यो भुङ्क्ते स्वदेह इंद्रियाणि एव तर्पयन्ति तेन एव तस्करः एव स देवादि स्वापहारी. Now when this is given to us by the various divine forces, taihi devaihi dattan bhogan, all what is given by these various gods as a result of the propitiation, apradaya adatva, and adatva means anrunyan akrutva ityartaha. We all have obligations towards three things in this world. See, you know, this yajnopavit is self-imposed bondage by the three varnas, by the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya. Self-imposed bondage. And that is why there is a sacred thread which has got three threads. And which are those three? And you know, the knot is called as the Brahma Granthi. So which are those three threads? First is a thread around our body for accepting our duty towards our parents, to remove the Pitru Runa, to get freedom from the debts that we have towards our parents, because they have given us the body, they have looked after, they have given us samskar, they have made us study, and in this manner we have obligation towards our parents, and they must be completed. Till how long? Till they are alive or you are alive. So this is a self-accepted bondage to get freedom from the Pitru Runa. Now, second thing, we also have Runa debts towards our society, saints, sages, etc. So what is the debts towards society? The society has given us a kind of a place to belong to. We have got many things that we have received from the society. From the saints and sages we have learned many things, we got guidance, etc. Therefore, we have obligation towards these places also. We cannot say that I don't care for the society. No, we have to. It's not that only selfishly we can live. And the third debt we have is towards the gods. And what is the debt towards the gods? Deva Runa, that all that we are able to achieve today in our life is only because of the divine grace, not independently. But we don't become aware about the divine grace. We feel everything we are able to do, we are able to do. No. The one or two examples I'll give you. Once, we went for a very long trip in Europe for a month or two. And Europe is, area where weather is always a doubtful factor. That's why people from Europe, UK, etc., they are always very well prepared. When it will be cold, they do not know. When it will be hot, they do not know. So every time carrying the whole lot. So when we went there with all preparation, for about 1.5 months we moved in different parts. But for once or twice maximum, every time the weather was the best. Now, do you think it is planned that when you see the weather chart and then we should go there? No. So when you are going all the different places, and if everything is favorable to our existence, is it not the divine grace? So non-recognition of the divine intervention in our life is being krutagna. Krutagna means not recognizing the divine blessings. So these are the 3 types of debts. So matro pitru runa, then the rishi runa and the deva runa. So he said here, apradaya adatva anrunyam akrutva ityarthaha. So those who do not lead a life of self-imposed obligation towards the parents, the gods and the rishis, etc. Who are they? Yo bhungte, and those who are only enjoying the results, whatever success they get in their life. Swadeha indriyani eva tarpayati. So what is their life? Their life is, let me enjoy health care for the whole world. See? There is one very peculiar thing. I asked one Western person. I said, I am unable to understand the Western psychology. Please help me. I said, you people have no mamata. As regards attachment is concerned, you are not attached to anybody. You don't care for your husband, wife. Therefore, you can immediately get divorced. Then you don't care for the children, whether they are studying properly, whether they are going in the right way. They have to fend for themselves. Even if your son comes in your house for staying, and if there is a Coke in the fridge, and if he has taken that, he has to replace that Coke. I was in UK and went to somebody's house. They called me for food. I said, Amma, if I see your fridge and all that, will you object? No, Swamiji, for you everything is open. You are a different type of person. Very good. So I went and opened. And on one Coke tin, it was written, Mom, I have replaced the Coke. Love. What love this is? So, they do not have any attachment to anybody, and yet why they are not able to progress spiritually? This was my question. So that person told me, Swamiji, your observation is correct. Their lack of attachment is not out of wisdom. Their lack of attachment is they are extremely selfish. Therefore, they don't have attachment. So everything only me, for myself. Like they will send invitation. We'll be having a dinner to celebrate this thing, that thing, such and such hotel. And when you go there, you have to pay and take your food. What kind of invitation it is? So, swadeha indriyani eva tarpayati. So whatever they are getting, they are very clear, it is only for me and none else. So, swadeha indriyani eva tarpayati, stena eva taskaraha eva devadi swapahari. Therefore, such people are thieves. See? The real terrorists, the other day somebody was asking me, Swamiji, these terrorists, why they are, so bad people? I said, look here, Baba, you have to define. When you talk something, every word must have meaning. What do you mean by terrorist? Oh, these people who come and kill the innocent people. I said, they are far better. How? They kill and they get themselves also killed. So that particular locus of terrorism is over with them. But there are other terrorists who are taking away the millions of rupees of the poor people, the taxpayers, misappropriating, and yet holding the position in the government and trying to give the big lectures and perpetuate the act of terrorism in a legal manner. So at least those terrorists are better. They will come and kill 10 people and get killed, cinema over. But these people continue living and continue bleeding the economy. So which terrorists you are talking about? Tell me now. So, yaha bhunkte stena eva saha swadeha indriyani tarpayati. They are only leading a life of utter selfishness. Now, in comparison to this, ye punaha yajna shishtashinas santaha mucchante sarva kilbishaihi bhunjate te tvagam papaha ye pacantyatma karanad देवयज्ञादि निर्वर्त्य तत्शिष्टम अशनम अमृताख्यम अशितुम चलम येषाम ते यज्ञशिष्टाशनः सन्तः. So those people who always take only the last one as the leftover from all the activities as the grace of the Lord, prasad. Deva yajnadi nirvartya. You know, when these various kind of yajnas are done, or in our Pauranik, yajnas are Vedic. In Pauranik, what they do? They will take the mithai, sweets, and give it to the Panditji. He will offer it to the Lord, Nevedya, Prana, Svapana, Svavana, Sva, etc. And after giving it to the Lord, then he will take out something out of that and put some flower or something and give it back. Then that is first of all distributed to the people. And the one who has offered that prasad, he is supposed to take the prasad last. That is the way. So, yajnashishta ashinaha santaha. So those who have this type of understanding, that means whatever yajna they have done, and after that whatever is remaining in the offering, so tat shishtam remaining, and ashanam amrutakhyam, that is called as the amruta. So ashitum shilam yesham te, and that alone who take, they are called as the yajna shishtashinas santaha. Mucchante sarvakil vishaihi sarva papaihi chulyadi panchasuna krutaihi pramad himsa kruta himsadi janitaihi cha anyaihi. So all the sins done as a result of any karma, they are removed. Now this is, I am just going over to Bhagavad Shankara's commentary, then we will again come back to make it more applicable in today's day. So which are the panchapapa, panchasuna? There are 5 kinds of sins. They are kandanam, peshanam, chulli, udakumbhancha, marjani, panchasuna grastasya, pancha yajnat pranashyati. Suna doesn't mean the daughter-in-law. These are the 5 daughter-in-laws who destroy the grasta. No. Suna means the son, the sin. So, kandanam, when they pound the rice, that time there will be some himsa, somebody will be killed, some insects will be killed. Then peshanam, and when they are making the powder, or when they are grinding the wheat, or when they are making the chutney, etc. Then chulli, when they are burning the chula, the burning place, the oven, that time also in that wood there may be some insects and all that, they may be killed. And then for udakumbhacha, and when you go to the village, to the wells and bring the water from there, and that time also there is a lot of himsa taking place. And the last is marjani. When you are washing, cleaning the utensils, the clothes, etc., that time also there is a lot of prani himsa. These are the 5 types of activities which create himsa. To remove these, one is supposed to do this yajna. By this, what we have to understand, see how much subtle thinking has gone behind. That means even by mistake also, if some bad thing has happened, one should remain alert. It should not happen. This is the meaning. So these kinds of sins, sarva papaihi pramuchyate. So pramada kruta himsadi janitaihi. Sometime because of the pramada inadvertence and sometime because of killing, etc. So ye tu atmam bharayoho. But those who are only looking after themselves, atmam bharayoho, may those who are only filling their belly. Here the meaning of the atma is belly, the stomach. So atmam bhara, like only filling the belly. So ye tu atmam bharayoho, atmam bharayaha, not bharayoho. Ye tu atmam bharayaha, those who are only filling their bellies, bhunjate tu agham papam swayam kruta api. Such people are only eating the sins, because swayam api papacha pachanti. They are also cooking the sin and they are eating the sin. Pakam nirvartayanti atma karanat atma hetoho. Why it has become papa? Because their life is 100% selfish. See the definition of sin. Now see what is the meaning of this definition of sin. Selfishness is sin. And what is selfishness? Getting identified with the limited. So when we get identified with a small room, and in that room there is a dead rat, how dirty it will smell. In the same manner, whenever we are identified with the finite, we are sinners. When we identify with the infinite, we are liberated from the sin. Very beautiful definition. And such people, atma karanat atma hetoho je pachanti te papaha eva pachanti. That means those who are leading a life in such a manner that their selfishness is propitiated, their selfishness grows, and they live only for the sake of the self alone. They are digging their own grave. Itaha cha adhikrutena karma kartavyam. And for the following reason also, those who are qualified for doing the karma, they should do the karma. What is the following reason? Jagat chakra pravrutti hetu hi karma. Karma is the reason for, the cause for the maintenance of this world. This world will not continue if the karma is not done. So, Jagat Chakra Pravrutti Hetuhu, the cause for the continuous existence of this world is the karma. Katham iti uchyate. This is said in this next 2 verses. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyatanna sambhavaha yajnat bhavati parjanyaha yajna karma samudbhavaha karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishthitam. Now here there are 8 steps told. Annat bhavanti bhutani, annat bhuktat, lohita reta parinatat, pratyaksham bhavanti jayante bhutani. Beings are born. How when the food is eaten by the parents, it is converted into the blood and the seeds, and then the seeds are united in the mother's womb, and this is how the beings are born. So bhuktat lohita blood, reta the seeds. So bhuktat lohita retaha parinatat pratyaksham bhavanti jayante bhutani, they become manifest. Then parjanyat vrushtehe annasya sambhavaha anna sambhavaha. And how the food is created? Because of the rains. So parjanyat vrushtehe annasya sambhavaha anna sambhavaha. Third, yajnat bhavati parjanyaha. And how the rains come? Rains come when the yajna is conducted. So yajnat bhavati parjanyaha. He gives the quotation from the Manusmriti. Agno prapta huti samyak adityam upatisthate aditya jayate vrishtihi vrishter annattata praja. So when the Agni is offered proper types of oblations, then these oblations are residing in the sun, and from the sun the rains takes place, and because of the rains the food is produced, and because of the eating the food the people are created. In this way the yajna is responsible for creation of the rains. Yajnaha apurvam cha yajnaha karma samudbhava rutvig yajmanayo cha vyaparaha karma tataha samudbhavaha. And how the yajna is done? In yajna there are rutvig and yajmana. Rutvig is the one who is conducting the yajna, the priest, the purohit, etc. Yajmana, who is the one who has sponsored the yajna. So he is the yajmana. So yajmanayo cha vyaparaha karma tataha samudbhavaha yasya yajnasya apurvasya yaha yajna karma samudbhavaha. This apurva roop yajna. Apurva roop means what? The one which will be the cause, and it will be giving the effect in the form of some results. So this kind of yajna is born out of the karma. Yajna karma samudbhavaha. And thereafter karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. Karma is born out of Brahma, the Veda, and Vedas are given by the Akshara, and therefore everything is in that Parabrahma Paramatma which is in every yajna. Now this portion will take in detail, and also the other view of these 6-7 verses again in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.